Wait, I think I'm streaming. Hello? Oh shit. Wait, yo, Veer, I think I'm live, bro. Wait, okay. Nah, I gotta send the link out. Wait, I think this means I'm live. Right, now how do I go to...
Do you think people would join at this time?
Yo, one person joined.
Oh, okay. Can they hear you?
Yeah. I just need to figure out how to go to comments.
That's not how you spell here.
I know. Yo, I'm on YouTube
You're
live.
on live.
I got... Wait, I gotta...
Yeah, you know what we did wrong, but...
I'm trying to send out the link. How do I do this?
Use 9.8 as acceleration.
What?
It's actually 0. Yeah. So
I do this.
use 9.8 as acceleration. It's just 0.
Hello?
Yeah, it doesn't accelerate.
Shit, I think my video is on. Fuck.
What happened?
I'm gonna say... I'll say... I don't know how to. Oh, I think I'm muted. Yeah.
No, that's the volume that's...
Shit. I'm gonna say... I'll say... I don't know how to. Oh, I think I'm muted. Yeah.
No, that's the volume.
Share. Okay, this is it. I'm gonna say... I'll say... I don't know how to. Oh, I think I'm muted. Yeah.
No, that's the volume.
Share. Okay, this is it.
I'm
gonna say... I'll say... I don't know how to. Oh, I think I'm muted.
Pause it.
I'm gonna say... I'll say... I don't know how to. Oh, I think I'm muted.
Pause it.
I'm gonna say... I'll say... I don't know how to. Oh, I think I'm muted.
Pause it.
I'm gonna say... How do I pause it? I'll say... I don't know how to. Wait, can people hear me?
Yeah, they can. Alan said he could.
Wait. Okay, what about now? Can you guys hear me now?
He said echo.
I think I turned off the echo. Is there an echo even now? Is there
I
still...
wonder if they're listening.
Is there still an echo? Okay, bet. Sounds good. Alright, yeah. So, if people can hear me, I'm gonna get started. I'm only gonna go live for like 20-30 minutes. Just so, because I have class soon. Okay, but let me go ahead and go to my TD. Okay, so first, I just want to say this. Anybody have any questions on the Tesla trade I took today? If anybody has questions, just say something in the comments and I can go and answer them. I'll wait for like a minute or two. Yeah, so I took the 760 calls. I'll go to I'll go to the options chain to show you the exact ones I played. So this is just a graph of the 760 calls I played this morning. And so one thing I want to clarify is I entered at 9:30 in 2 seconds. So literally within 2 seconds of the market, I entered as we broke the level. And the reason why I chose the 760s was what I did is I went to the options chain on TD and I saw which ones had volume. So I saw that prior to market open, Tesla had around 13K volume for the 760s. And I knew my target was 755. the reason why 755 was my target was because this was the origin of this 30-minute supply zone. So 760 calls were good because it had $15 to $20 to run. I was never comfortable taking trades 2 seconds after open. How do you manage risk? Okay, yeah, so managing risk near the open it's a little bit different than other trades, because if you trade past 10, then typically what I'll do is I'll wait for a 5-minute candle close below my stop. But near the open, I will only play something off the open if everything aligns up perfectly. So in this case for Tesla, notice how Tesla gapped up $6, right? If I go to any other chart, let's go to maybe Apple. So Apple didn't gap up. If I go to charts like Amazon, so no stock really gapped up, but Tesla on the other hand gapped up $6. So automatically when a stock gaps up $6, it's letting me know that buyers are strong. You know, buyers are in control. You also have to keep in mind that SPY and Qs were flat. So this is a chart on Qs, pre-market action today, and it was flat. If I go over to SPY, which is /yes, you can see that SPY was also flat pre-market. So for Tesla to gap up $6 and be strong, I knew it had a very high probability chance of working out. So that's kind of how I manage risk. Another thing is off the open, you know, sometimes I won't wait for 5-minute candle closes because premiums are very, very volatile. So if the trade ever goes from, if the candle ever goes from green to red, I may also exit. When playing breakouts, do you tend to wait for a basing or do you just buy at the level? Yeah, so that's a good question. Typically, I prefer some sort of consolidation before I take the breakout, but in some cases, I'm not going to get that consolidation. So I'll give you an example of that. Let's go to DocU. I took this trade. I also posted it on my YouTube channel. I took I don't remember the exact level. I think the exact level was 308.8. So actually what I'll do is I'm just gonna go to a higher time frame and show you this level. I'll make it white and I'll turn left extension on. So this 308.8 level on DocU was very, very key. So I think a lot of you asked me if playing breakouts, you tend to wait for the level. So you have to keep in mind, in some cases, we're not always going to get consolidation. In this case, because DocU had this very, very big aggressive buying volume, look at this volume. I want to point this out. Look at this volume compared to previous day's volume. So automatically, I know that buyers are in control for DocU. So Pranav, yes, I wanted to wait for some sort of consolidation period. I was waiting for a 5-minute RBR, but when I saw this lower wick was like 2 to 3 minutes. I was comfortable taking the breakout here despite there not being any consolidation. And the main reason for that is the volume. However, in most cases, you know, I prefer some sort of consolidation. Example of that is Amazon. This was Amazon Monday. I took this trade as well. A lot of members took this trade as well. We took it above 3389. Notice how there was some sort of consolidation right here. This is a consolidation that I prefer before a breakout. So I hope that clarifies that. Tesla looked good at the open, but NQ and ES were tanking. Okay, so this is a really good point. I want to cover why I still played it despite the weakness in SPY and Qs. Wait, let me just reply to some stuff. He could just make his own server, maybe in a year or two. I was going to enter Riot, but it had a big pullback. Okay, so Finch, it did pull back, but it pulled back for 5 seconds. And as soon as we pulled back, buyers bought us right back up immediately. And that's why I was comfortable entering right away. Also, playing the open is something which takes time. Wait, yeah, I'll say, just type in YouTube, not in the main chat. Yeah, so for questions, just type in the main chat. Type in the YouTube, don't type in the main chat. Because, you know, other people are probably still trading right now. But Finch, yeah, as I said, if something pulls back and then gets bought up immediately through that lower wick, I felt comfortable entering. Playing the open, just takes time. I've been playing the open for a couple of months now, so I'm comfortable playing it. But my recommendation is as you start playing the open, start with one contract, and then as you feel more comfortable, just size up. Okay, Tesla looked okay, yeah. So Jeff, I want to get to this point. Tesla looked good off the open, but NQ and ES were tanking. So let me go back to charts. Okay, so uh, whenever I take a trade and I take it long, I always want SPY and Qs to support my thesis. So this is what I saw in Qs first. I had fresh 45-minute demand. I'll draw the origin of this zone out too. You can see how this 45-minute demand, yes, we did break through it eventually, but if you ignore this action, I had fresh 45-minute demand right here. What I saw is in the first 5 minutes, this candle wasn't red at the time. It was green, and we were bouncing from 45-minute demand. So I saw Qs support my thesis because Qs was bouncing initially from 45-minute demand. And then in terms of SPY, what I saw is I saw in the last 5 minutes before market opened, we held pre-market low. So that's something which is very, very important. If SPY is holding pre-market low, it's a very, very good sign. So I saw us holding pre-market low and then get bought up in the next candle for the next minute or two. So yes, I can't predict the future. SPY and Qs did crash. However, at that time, I saw Qs bouncing from 45-minute demand. I saw SPYs holding pre-market low, and that's why I took Tesla long. Okay, yeah, so does anybody have any more questions about Tesla? I can wait for a minute or two, and if not, I can go and just analyze the market, I guess. Okay, do you guys want me to like analyze the market live right now? I can pick up a blank chart and draw zones and draw levels and draw plans. What laptop do I have? I have I think it's the HP Windows laptop. I think I know it's a newer version. It's HP. I think it's like 2020. It's i5. So I have Discord and my charts pulled up on my Windows laptop, and then I have the Mac Air 2019. That's where I execute my trades on IP. Okay, you said Tesla pulled back after 5 seconds. Okay, yeah. So in the first 2 seconds, Tesla broke the level, and that's why I entered. And then the next 3 or 4 seconds, Tesla pulled back. But just because it pulled back doesn't mean I'm just gonna exit right away. I saw Tesla pull back on the next from second 3 to 7, and then we got bought up, and that's what gave me the confidence to hold. But yeah, I literally entered as we broke the level, and that happened in the first 2 seconds. I wish I had. I know on TradingView you can pull up 1 second charts. Unfortunately, you cannot do that on TD. Let me go to 1 minute chart. I don't think, yeah. So if you do break this down on a 1 second chart, we broke it in the first 2 seconds and we pulled back for the next 3 seconds and then we rallied. Do you have a large group of stocks that you watch in general, and then before the open you narrow it down? Okay, that's a good question. Okay, so on the left hand side here is my main watch list right here. I have a couple of sleeper names like UPST, Dash, AFRM, but for the main part I have Tesla, Shop, Roku, Facebook, Apple. KWeb is it's just a Chinese ETF. I was looking to get in closer to this trend line, but I kind of missed it. That's irrelevant though. I also watched Boeing, Google, started watching AMC and GME again. So just the major tech companies which me, Dylan, and Carmine all watch. And and then do I narrow it down to a certain amount of stocks that I watch? Okay, so what I do is I will chart out all my zones for all these major companies. I also draw out all my key levels for all these major companies. And then what I will do is I basically wake up in the morning and I see if any stocks are approaching my key level. So for example, I had a list of 20 stocks. I saw a couple of stocks like Tesla was approaching my key level. Square was also approaching my key level right here, this trend line. AFRM was also strong. So those are the three things I was watching: Tesla, AFRM, and Square. And the main reason to me was because they were approaching my key level in pre-market. So I hope that answered your question. Have I met the consistency that I wanted? Honestly, no. I've been consistent for a couple of months now. I'd probably say 4 to 5, but I wouldn't call myself a trader like Dylan until I'm trading consistently for 12 months. So once I trade consistently for a year, then I will call myself a consistently profitable trader. Charts. I tend to find too many key levels charts. So I used to have this problem as well. I don't know if you use Dylan's key levels. I had all of Dylan's key levels imported in all of my charts, but I had the same problem as you. So the way I avoid this problem is I'll go and I'll see what the major levels are. So I can give you an example of that. If I go to a stock like Square, the major key level which we've been pivoting around in my opinion is 274. So this is the only level which I'm interested in. We probably have a key level at 270. I'm just going to draw an example. We probably have a key level here at 270. It's acting as support acting as resistance. So we are pivoting around this level, but it's not an important level in my opinion, because if we break 270, then we can still be stuck in this consolidation phase. But once we break 274, we'll have a massive move to the upside. So all I do is I'm just looking at breakout areas of consolidation. Square's been consolidating under 274. So yes, there are a lot of minor levels here, but once we get through 274, that's when we'll have a major move up. So it's kind of hard. You just have to keep on practicing, and eventually you'll get over that issue. Yeah, I'll focus on the higher quality levels. It's a Bucky. Oh, Matt's on too. What changed your trading to the current? What changed your trading to the current trading you have right now? Honestly, most of my improvements in trading came outside of trading. It was just small consistency things I made, taking cold showers each morning. I I tried making my bed every morning. I started going to the gym almost every day. Started eating really healthy. Um, and then, I mean, besides that, I'd say that was about 80% of what fixed my trading. And then the other 20% is just journaling. Uh, I have OneNote pulled up on my other laptop. I wish I could show it to you guys. But what I do is I have a OneNote where I have all of my trades imported. And then I have a website called tradeinsights.com, which is a free website. So basically, just keeping tabs of all of my trades, really understanding why I messed up on each trade. So the problem I had before was, I take a losing trade and then I just throw it aside. But then over the last couple of months, I take a losing trade, I literally call up Dylan, be like, why did I mess up on this trade? And then we would analyze it, and then I wouldn't be making that mistake again. So it took a while, but after I cleaned up all those minor mistakes, I started seeing results. Thank you, Alan. That means a lot. Hopefully I can start like a community or Discord server in a couple of years. At least that's the goal. Do you guys have any other questions? I can maybe like go over like a blank chart or something. Or if you guys want me to create a plan for a stock you guys are interested in, you can type it in the comments and I can do that. Okay, I'll look at LVS. Do you like to play levels more than zones because you can plan ahead? Yeah, so that's a good question. Uh, I personally like to play levels because, in my opinion, there's two main types of traders. There's breakout traders and there's reversal traders. Uh, so me personally, I'm more of an impulsive person, so I want to see results almost right away. And because of me being impulsive, I like to play levels because the trade tends to work out right away. Also, I like to go with the market, not against the market. So the kind of basis of supply and demand is you're catching reversals, so you're going against the market. I'm not really a huge fan of that. I'm more of a trader who likes to go with the trend, take breakouts. So that's why I play levels. And also, yes, I can plan ahead of time. So all of my plays um, stem from pre-market. So I literally have all my plays ready, and all I have to do is wait for the market to open up and then just take my plays. Okay, I'll look at LVS, Boeing, and Roku. Yeah, that's exactly why I love trading too. It's you versus you, so it's like a win-win in a way. Okay, I'll look at LVS. Never heard of this name. What is this Las Vegas Sands? Okay, so as always, I'm gonna start with a daily chart. Find some important zones. Nothing on a daily. Go to a 4 hour. I have 4 hour use demand here. Again, so going back to the breakout versus demand thing, breakout versus supply and demand, I will use supply and demand for context. So I know Carmine likes to trade from the zones, while me and Dylan like to use it as context because supply and demand tells us where institutions are placed. So it's very, very crucial to know where institutions are placed. Three have 3 hour supply, which I think we broke. Wait, let me check the high of this. High of this is 45.36. Okay, yeah, so technically this is still valid because technically we never broke through the zone, but it is used. So I'll go ahead and mark this as 3 hours. Shit. Okay, yeah, whatever. So let me go ahead. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. So this is 3 hour use supply. There's probably a couple more zones on other time frames. I guess you could count this as gap supply. I probably won't mark it. So all I'm doing is just working my way from daily to this is a nice intraday 1 hour zone if this basing candle can close strong. Okay, so for LVS, if I don't think I take a play on this because it's not a name I've usually traded, but if I were to play this, then I like this level right here. 3 touches, yeah. So as you can see, this level right here. Also, I can't really look at questions right now because I have my charts pulled up, but I'll go and look at the questions in a second. So you see how this level has 3 touches, 1, 2, and 3. They're all very, very spread apart, and I don't believe we have any fresh supply. So for whoever was actually, this is very, very weak supply. I will mark this as 45-minute supply though. So if you were to play LVS, what I would do is I'd take a break of the 45.4 level, targeting this 45-minute supply. So as you see, I just went through a random blank chart. I created a fully structured plan. Now all I have to do is wait for the market to open up later in the week, and I will take this play. Boeing. Okay, I have Boeing charted out. I can just show you my chart for Boeing. Shit, did I delete Boeing? Okay, so with Boeing, let's go to a daily time frame first. You can see that Boeing is very, very weak compared to the other stocks. That's why I have not been trading Boeing lately. I do have a couple of demand zones, a couple of supply zones. I know a lot of traders are watching this 223.1 breakout level. The reason why, even though I haven't marked up, the reason why I will not play this breakout is because Boeing is showing relative weakness compared to other equities, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, why would I play a breakout on a weak stock but when I can just continue to capitalize on stocks which are strong, like Facebook or Apple. So I'm only going to play breakouts on very, very strong names. Apple worked out very, very nicely, retested the wedge and broke as well. So yes, Boeing does have this valid level here, but in my opinion, I don't think Boeing is strong enough to play as a whole. Let's go to Roku too. Same thing. So, a lot of traders were watching. Oh, this is a perfect example. So, a lot of traders were watching this area close to 365, right? So, I know a lot of people took this breakout somewhere in this area. As soon as we broke out, what happened the next day? Roku immediately flushed. And the reason why I did not play this breakout on Roku, even though it worked out, is because Roku is in a clear downtrend, right? Why would I play calls or why would I play a breakout level on something which is in a clear downtrend? So to me, that doesn't make sense. I just want to go with the trend, play the stocks which are super strong, like Microsoft. So Microsoft is something I would take a breakout on because we're making higher lows. I have my levels drawn. Now all I do is I wait for price to approach those levels and then I'll take the trade. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but yeah, mRNA. I remember trading mRNA a couple of times. What? Jeez. I had mRNA charted up too, actually. Yeah, I mean, if you caught this morning, it would have been a beautiful play. Look how mRNA had this massive rally, pulled back, but ever since made higher lows. So mRNA had strength. The most clean level I see would have been this breakout here. If you did swing trade or catch this breakout, it would have been a nice play. So yeah, mRNA was good. Thank you, Nu. You literally live right across from me. You wanna come over? Yeah, so I am in college too, so I'm figuring out all of this college and trading stuff as well. Anybody have any other stocks they want me to go over? Or does anybody have any stocks they want me to create a blank chart from? Yeah, you can ignore Anoop and Aditya, they're my roommates. Also, if anybody has any improvements on how I can make my YouTube videos better, you can also leave a comment because, I'm always open to construct just criticism in general, I can so I can improve my videos. I'm also planning to trade live. A lot of people have been requesting that. I am looking to trade live, uh, just not yet because I'm not comfortable. But sometime in the near future, hopefully within the next month or two, I will definitely be trading live. Docu all-time high break, double resistance. Um, yeah, so Docu is kind of tricky. I did make a lot of money. I went over how Docu was a nice trade. So in my opinion, Docu only has 2 touches for this level. Even if I go to a 1 hour chart, I believe we only got 2 touches. So what I really want to see is Docu come up to this level, fail one more time, and then I will be interested in taking this breakout. Also, I don't like playing all-time high breakouts at all, so I would definitely look to get in a little bit before. Last thing, one more thing is this is also just a psychological thing. Say I'm waiting for another test on Docu, but we never get that test, we just rally through. Well, then I have to be fine with that. I'm not going to catch every single setup, which is perfectly fine with me because if I do miss a setup like Docu, I always have the opportunity to capitalize on other setups. And this is just a psychological tip which I want to go over. It helped my trading tremendously. Just understanding that I can let setups go. So I remember, I think it was last Monday, Dylan made over 50K on Google, right? I did not take that setup, which is completely fine because literally a day or two later, I capitalized on several other setups. So just understanding that you can let setups go is a very, very important thing. Yeah, people will always give thumbs down. It's not that deep. TWLO, I'll go over. I'll also go over ES and NQ, PayPal. So same thing with all-time high breaks. Let me go ahead and check PayPal really quickly. Yeah, PayPal looks good to fill this gap actually. I don't know if I take it because we only have two touches, but I'm pretty sure I did catch this trade on PayPal. It was just a small winner though. But yeah, PayPal looks good to fill this gap. If you are a swing trader, entering somewhere in this area would have paid nicely. Um, Apple and Netflix new all-time highs. So that's a very, very good point. Apple and Netflix making new all-time highs. Just because stocks are running higher does not mean I will always have a plan on them. So I personally did not find a single level which I could take the Netflix break out of. However, Netflix worked out beautifully. I personally know a lot of scalpers who capitalized on not only the all-time high break, but the $600 level breakout. I did not play Netflix because, again, one, I did not have a level for it, and two, I don't like playing all-time high breaks. So again, did Netflix work out? Yes, it did. Did I have to let it go? Yes, I did. And I'm fine with that because, I capitalized on Tesla. And even if I didn't capitalize on Tesla today, I have to be fine with letting setups go. And for newer traders, if you understand this point very, very well, understanding that there will always be setups. Even in the worst months, there will always be at least 3 to 4 setups for the month. And if you can capitalize on even one or two of them, you will be in a very, very good spot. Uh, Give me a second. I will review ES and NQ. Um, Probably people who took L's. Is there a way to study the live stream? I can try posting a link of the live stream. I just have to figure out how to do it. This is my first time going live too. Do I play key levels to the downside? Also, do you invalidate? Yeah, so if a stock is chopping through a key level, then yes, I will invalidate it, or more than invalidate it, I will just readjust the key level. Um, I do not play key levels to the downside. The main reason for that is just look at SPY and Qs. Personally, I don't see why anyone would be playing puts, or I don't know why anybody would be playing puts or any form of shares to the downside. Because yes is making all-time highs almost every single day. We're in a clear uptrend. I will start playing key levels to the downside when ES can break this longer term wedge. Same for Qs, I think. Qs hanging around its all-time highs almost every single day. So the question is, why would you be playing anything to the downside? I will be playing key levels to the downside, just not yet. Okay, let me do TWL. I think I've heard of this name. I'm just gonna go ahead and draw some zones out very quickly. I have daily demand right here. Four-hour. This, but we broke through it. Financing. Gap supply, it's kind of far away. So one last thing is, I'm not gonna draw like, yes, there's a valid 3-hour supply here. It's over $100 away. So when price approaches this area, then I will draw the supply zone. This is very, very clear 3-hour supply. For now, I'm just gonna mark this as like this pink. I'm not gonna change the transparency, it'll take too much time. But this is supply right here. This is very, very weak. Okay, so this is valid 3-hour demand right here. Go ahead and mark this. Came, touched it, bounced perfectly. So if you're asking if I see any plays on TWLO, I like this level actually. Probably won't play it because it's not a name I usually trade, but if you were to take a play on this, I do like this level a lot. It is a major pivot level. See how we act as resistance here, came back, now it's acting as support, now it's acting as resistance 1, 2, 3 times. So if you were to play TWLO, after a strong move, I think a couple of days ago, we could break this and then hit 3-hour supply. So that's a fully structured plan on TWLO. Now all I do is wait for the market to open and I execute. If you ever think doing a pre-market watch, I can definitely do that. That's actually a good idea. Maybe the next week or two, I can do a live stream if you guys want. Hop on exactly what I'm doing now, and then yeah, I can work my way up to a live stream. fave setup to play, and so my favorite setup is literally just key level breaks into supply zones. It's exactly what I played on Tesla today. Took the Tesla breakout, targeting the supply worked, and now we rejected. Favorite stock I like to play, I try not to be too biased, but I really like Nvidia. You know, Nvidia's made me a lot of money. I also like playing Square too. The moves on Square are very aggressive. I remember catching this move, I think. But yeah, try not to be too biased because uh, if you are too biased to a stock, you will start trading it every day, and you know there's not setups on stocks every single day. Anybody have any other names they want me to go over? Can you? Oh, sorry, I missed your question. Can you make a video where you show when to enter a trade on a stock? Um, can you explain your question, Justin? I think like the videos I make on YouTube are trade reviews, so I show where exactly I entered. If you're referring to trading live, I will do that in the future. And then going over correct option strike prices, I can definitely just go over that right now. So with option contracts, I don't make it too complicated. I don't look at all the Greeks. All I look at is I prefer to play out of the money contracts. I just want to make sure the delta is not too low, because if the delta is too low, then what happens is if the stock moves, the option contracts will not move at all. And then finally, I just look at, okay, does the contract I am playing have a lot of volume? So I'll just do it live actually. So I'll pick a random stock. Let's go Square. If I were to play Square, all I would play, I'd probably play the 270s. One, it has good delta. I can go over to delta. Delta is what? 0.34, 0.26, so this is good delta. It's out of the money, which is also good. And then last but not least, it has very good volume. So if I were to play Square, I would play the 270s. Yep, appreciate it. My goal is to just educate as many people as possible. Someone said my name. Does anybody have any improvements on how we can make better videos? How long are your trades on average? Do you use a 5 minute? Okay, that is a good question as well. So, if I play the option, if I play the open, then my trades are not going to be that long. They usually last from 10 to 15 minutes if I'm playing the open. If they're not near the open, then they tend to be around 30 to 40 minutes. Um, so I strictly use the 5 minute. I tried using the 1 minute, did not work well at all. And that's another thing. You know, people will always say things, but people said the 1 minute was not good to trade with. So I tried it, and then I realized it wasn't good for myself, and then I switched back to the 5 minute. I do use 15, 30, 45, and 1 minute, 1 hour time frames during the market just to look for candle structure. So um, like 1 hour RBRs which form during the market. Uh, Thank you, Veer. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, I know a lot of people are requesting live trading videos. I'm definitely gonna get there. Hopefully next month. What stocks was I watching? I'm done trading for today. I called it after the first 10 minutes after my big Tesla win, but I was watching Square, Tesla, and AFRM. I know Dylan capitalized on Bitcoin. That's actually crazy. He went in with 660 grand. Hopefully within the next year or two I can get to that sort of capital. If you guys want any psychological tips, I can also go over that as well. Like just psychological tips if you guys want. I would show you my screen setup, but I'm recording on my charting laptop, not my executing laptop. But if you're curious about my setup, just DM me on Discord and I'll send you a picture. I trade on IBKR just for executing my trades because you know IBKR gives me very good fills. Never have to get worried about getting filled. However, I am looking to switch to light speed as well, because apparently light speed is better than IBKR. Just give me 1 second. Okay, good question about marketing, limiting in spreads. So I'm going to cover the spreads and markets and limiting and all of that right now. Um, so because I'm trading on IBKR, I will always market in, regardless of what the spread is. I know Dylan likes to limit it. I personally do not. The main reason for that is because I trade very, very selectively. So, I'm not trading every single day. And because I'm not trading every single day, I need to make sure whenever I do put on trades, I have to get filled. So getting filled should be the least of my worries. So when I do trade on IBKR, I will always mark it in. Because it's such a good broker, they will fill me below the ask when I enter my position, and they will fill me above the bid when I exit my position. So that's why I love trading on IBKR. When I exit my positions, I will always limit out if it's a winning trade. So say the bid of Tesla is 590 or 580 and 590. So what I will do is I will put my limit a little bit above the ask. So I'll put my limit, for example, at 6. And as the stock moves aggressively in my favor, I will get filled. It's kind of like throwing a bait out. Imagine I'm the fisherman. I'm throwing my casting line. I'm just waiting for fish who are retail traders to bite on them. Do you market in for opt? Yeah, so I tend to market in. I do not play Spire queues. Tried it, did not work out for me. Not my style. But I do use SPY and queues for live market contextual analysis. Someone said my whole trading career is head and shoulders. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow or sometime next week, I can make a live stream purely on psychological tips because so many traders are so focused on making money, they forget the entire psychological aspect. And somebody asked me before what changed my trading the most. It was psychology, not only outside of trading but inside of trading as well. Mental stuff. I will never set a hard stop loss because it's hard to set exact stop losses for options. I always have a mental stop loss. The way I do stop losses is I will wait for a 5 minute candle. I'll give you an example. I'll give you. Let me tell you where my stop would have been on Tesla. So say Tesla pushed above the 740.5 level. I enter my position right here. Let me highlight this as green because when I journal, I do green for entries, red for exits. So say Tesla pushed above 740.5, had an upper wick, and then failed to close above 740.5. Then I would have stopped out. But the main thing is I will always wait for a 5 minute candle close, and I will always see where price reacts around my stop. I struggle getting stopped out often, but later to watch it turn into a winner. Any tips? Okay, so with stop losses, in my opinion, you need to be a little bit lenient with stop losses. But what comes with that is you also have to trade very selectively. So because I trade pretty selectively now, I can keep my stop loss a little bit wider because I know that the trade I put on has a very, very good chance of working out. But if you do get stopped out and the trade does work in your favor, in my opinion, you just have to let it go. Do not re-enter. Do not have FOMO because, as I said before, there's always going to be opportunities in the market. But the advice I would give you is make your stop loss a little bit wider and trade more selectively. About 10K worth of. If someone knows how to trade Bitcoin, please teach me because apparently Dylan made a lot of money on it today. I think the biggest psychological tip was just understanding that good setups happen almost every single day. Not every single day, but every single week or month, there's always going to be good setups. And to add on to that, the definition of day trading is not making money every single day. So I'm going to repeat that for the newer traders. day trading is not trying to make money every single day. It's trying to capitalize on a couple. It's trying to capitalize on a couple of stocks which make your month, and then staying disciplined enough to not give any money back on the choppy days. So I'm honestly going for like 5 or 6 good trades a month, and then the rest of the month I just want to stay break even, small red or small green. And then because those 6 winning trades are big winning trades, it will make my month. So Tesla gapped above the key level. Do you have to see any reaction there? Or do you? Okay, so that's a good question. If we so Tesla did not in pre-market Tesla did gap up, but at the open it did not gap. It did not open above the level. If Tesla had opened above my level, what I'd want to do is I'd want it to retest the level, buyers hold value, and then I would enter. But if Tesla gapped above 740.5 and took off, I would have not played it. But in this case, Tesla did not gap up above the level. It gapped up slightly before. But yeah, I don't just hop in. I need to make sure Q, SPY, and the stock itself are good. And yeah, as soon as I entered, I saw insane volume coming in, so that just gave me more confidence of it. Also, I see a lot of people asking me about cheddar flow and um, stuff like I don't know what the other thing is, maybe options algo. I know cheddar flow is the main one. I personally do not use it. Again, in my opinion, it's just noise. It does give you added confirmation, but you can definitely be profitable without it. As Dylan said, he was profitable before cheddar flow, and then he got cheddar flow to just enhance his trading. Yeah, I need to see the stock physically go through the level, or if we gap above it, I need to see us retest the level. How do you guys scan stocks to trade daily? Only stick to the same. So I pretty much have the same watch list. I will draw out my levels beforehand. Pre-market action, I will see what stocks approach my levels, and then I will just take the trade. But yeah, I mainly stick to the same watch list. I will add a couple of names here and there. For example, I added AFRM because it looks very, very good. On the daily, we gapped up. Now we're holding value, and now a break above 99.85 will send us higher. No, no, it's good that you're asking questions. I mean, when I started, I would ask Dylan 8 to 9 questions a day. But if I didn't ask all those questions, then I would have never learned. So you're doing a very, very good job by answering questions, uh, by asking questions. So just keep on asking. I mean, the only way you learn in trading is through asking questions, in my opinion. I'm probably gonna end the live video in a couple minutes because I gotta shower and get ready to go to class. But any last minute questions, I will answer. How do you like Square? Yeah, so I'll just run you through my plan on Square. Again, my plans are all drawn up before, so just wait for them to be executed. So on Square, what I like is this. Let me just zoom out a bit. Square is making higher lows. We have this massive rally up. We did pull back, but we are making higher lows now. So what I like about Square is we have this downtrend resistance line. In addition to this downtrend resistance line, we also have this 274 breakout. So I want to take a break of this trend line, front running the 274 breakout, targeting 1 hour fresh supply. So that's my entire plan on Square. No, I like AFRM for calls. I think me and Dylan both like it for calls because let me just go back to it. On the daily we gapped up. When stocks gap up this aggressively, what happens is they will tend to flush, right? But notice how AFRM held value. It held the 92 level pretty much. So because AFRM gapped up and is holding value, it looks good for another move higher. Okay, just any last minute questions I can go ahead and answer. Yeah, one of my good trader friends said long weekends are a must to relax and reset, which is true. Trading can be very, very consuming, both time-wise and emotionally and mentally, because you're trading with real money. But it's always good to just take breaks. Can I share what my trading journal looks like? Again, I have it on a different laptop. But what my trading journal is, I literally just take a picture of the stock, and then just write a couple of notes for it. The next live video I make, I will I will show you my trading journal and I'll show you my IB setup as well. Okay, I'm probably gonna end the live stream here. If you have any other questions, just hit me up on Discord. I'm always active there. I hope this live stream was educational to you. You know, in my opinion, the best way to learn is just watching traders, watching their recap videos. That's how I learned from Dylan, or just watching live streams. How long have I been trading? I started in COVID last year, started with penny stocks, um, transitioned to options last August. So I've been trading options for about a year now. Started figuring stuff out a couple months ago. Always improving though. All right. I hope you guys have a good day. I will be back to trade tomorrow, and yeah, just take it easy.